not running for mayor or office. That's too hard of a job. Fredo explained a little bit what we do. So I own Shvo, is a privately held company. We're probably the largest investor in Miami Beach today. We have $2 billion in new investment only in Miami Beach. And interestingly enough, you won't see us building in Brickell, at Bal Harbor. I love Miami Beach. I think it's the greatest place here for many different reasons. But for me, this is it's like an urban oasis, right? You got east of Collins, but you got the beach. So we're developing the Raleigh, which is a 3-acre property. We bought the Raleigh, the South Seas, and the Richmond, and it's going to be a spectacular, the kind of rebirth of the Raleigh. We're restoring it to the original 1940s design and building a new residential tower there. It's ongoing construction. We're building 3 office buildings. So we're also the largest owner and developer of office in Miami Beach. And you guys are talking about spring break and some stuff that's going here, and I won't get into, I don't have a solution, but I can tell you that the first step, as I see it, is actually making sure that somebody's saying Miami is a vacation town. Miami Beach is not a vacation town anymore. People live here, right? People go to eat here. Now what's missing here is that people also stay to work here, and they don't go to Brickell. And if you keep it all kind of at the beach, what ends up happening is you're helping the businesses on Lincoln Road, as Michael was talking about earlier. You're helping the community here. You keep the money here because there's a tremendous amount of wealth that has moved to Miami Beach, right? From New York, from the West Coast. But the idea is that if we keep them here, if we keep the people that live in the neighborhood working on the beach, it will rejuvenate a lot of the areas which are problematic. It will also eventually transform this area. Possibly, it's not the only solution, but help some of the unwanted issues that Miami had. Again, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to present, with Kobe, the building that we're building, and we're going to build on Alton Road. So we bought approximately a year ago the site where Epicure was and where Ace Hardware is. And for everybody that I got this question 1,000 times, we bought it from the owners of Ace Hardware. We ain't kicking anybody out. They actually sold us their property and they're moving across the street. So it ain't going anywhere. But I think you guys would all appreciate, those buildings are mostly dilapidated. A lot of them are falling apart. There's a lot of graffiti there. And we're taking down almost the entire block that's there, and we're building a spectacular office building. It's a building that's designed by Lord Norman Foster in collaboration with Kobe here. Lord Foster designed the Apple headquarters. We own the Transamerica Pyramid, which I'm sure you all know on the West Coast. It's the most famous building on the West Coast, which Lord Foster is doing for us. We are buying the clock tower, the one on Lincoln Road, that with the clock that ain't worked for the last 3 years.
You're going to bring it back, right? And
so we're bringing back, yes, the temperature of the clock. That's another Foster building. So, and again, we're exactly. My claim to fame in Miami. Everybody's getting to know what time it is and what the temperature is. Now we go back to New York.
I've been lost ever since they turned it off, trust me.
So I'm going to tell you just a funny story, and then we'll get into the presentation. What we found out through research that the temperature never went up over 92 degrees, regardless of what the temperature was. Miami Chamber of Commerce made them program the clock that it doesn't show more than 92, so you people don't think it's too warm. Now maybe if we had the real temperature, we wouldn't have the spring break problem, right? Anyway, so I'll let Kobe go through this, but I think that the one thing that you guys would appreciate, so part of what we specialize in is really only super prime real estate. We believe in great architecture. Again, Norman Foster and the Foster, probably the greatest living architect. Today is actually a show, a retrospective of his work at the Pompidou. This building will be included among other buildings that we're designing with him. And the idea of really bringing great Class A office to Miami Beach, which truly doesn't exist. It's not here. What we've also done, again, through your support, through support of some of the commissioners, we also own a parcel of land on West, on West Avenue, and what you'll see here is that we're actually not building on that land, that we moved everything to Alton Road, so we keep West Avenue kind of clear, so we're moving everything to Alton. The nice thing about having an office building, or predominantly an office building, also is that it's a day activity. You know, everybody is always concerned about, there's a million questions, it's a day activity, so we're gonna have day activity, we're gonna have retail there, so it's all really to support, you know, more activity in the neighborhood. So Kobe, you wanna give it?
So yeah, let's go to the next image. So this is the location in orange, and I think everybody's familiar with the location. And as Michael said, one of the major things is, what we felt like there is an opportunity is to create a connectivity, pedestrian connectivity, a visual connectivity between West Avenue and Alton Road. If you go to the next image, please. This is an image looking at the Resnick Fried building in the foreground on the corner, and then we are stepping up away from the building from the corner. Next image, please. So this is the facade elevation, which shows you the penetration that will allow you to go from Alton Road to West Avenue, which is an important element as it allows the pedestrian and the visualization to penetrate the block, which is a long block. And it really creates a nice movement, and as Michael said, you know, when Michael put the property together, is what is it that we can do as an asset, and one of the assets is really to not build anything on West Avenue and create a visual and a physical pedestrian presence that connects. If you go to the next image, this kind of shows the relationship to the context of the neighborhood, the Aldi building to the left-hand side. And again, you know, Michael kind of bounced on it, but in 1986, I was a student of architecture, studying in Europe. Pompidou, Norman Foster, Richard Rogers, those are our heroes, right? So for somebody like Michael to bring him here to Miami Beach, it's a big statement. It's somebody, and it's an office and organization which is doing a sustainable and resilient building with indoor and outdoor spaces. The quality of life of the offices here and the quality of life of the commercial retail and the pedestrian experience is going to be superb. If you go to the next image, and you can kind of see here, the relationship to the street is that we are continuing the seating and the experience of the pedestrian all the way around. So what you see here, this is West Avenue, obviously, and you can see how it is that we are stepping away from West Avenue, yet creating the pedestrian and visual connectivity to Alton Road. Next image, please. This is the close-up of where people can walk covered, protected, shaded. So if there is a rain like today, you don't have to get wet, and you can walk through the building, right? So that gives you that connectivity, and bring your dog or walk with your boyfriend or your family across. The offices are above here, and you can see the offices are indoor and outdoor gardens with terraces and landscaping throughout. Next image, please. This is a close-up. You can clearly see what the pedestrian experience can be like and how it relates. So this is really a unique opportunity to create a statement that anchors the block, because Aldi's gonna be on one corner and then the other corner on Lincoln Road. So we are basically the perforation through the block from West Avenue to Alton Road.
Does that awning overlap the sidewalk or no?
Yes, it does. It allows us to walk and be protected, because right now, you know, when you drive on Alton Road, there's no buffer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put landscaping and then a pedestrian movement, so you can walk with your dog, with your friend, or if you're in a wheelchair, and you are protected more so from the vehicles on Alton Road. Next image, please. This is the entrance, and it shows you some of the details and the quality. And you know, Michael has this feeling that it should be of a good quality building, and that's why we have somebody like Norman Foster here. On the Rosewood, we have Peter Marino, and these are not just architects and designers. Peter is a dear friend of Michael. Norman Foster is good friends with Michael. There's a relationship here that is integrated into the buildings and into the design.
Next image, please. This is the site plan. The site plan is very indicative of what it is that we're trying to do, which is essentially let you come through the site and walk right from Alton to West Avenue. Otherwise, you have to walk around the block.
And that's currently the parking lot adjacent to the Trader Joe building. So that parking lot would become the main entrance, correct?
Correct, and that's a very important point, because as you know, there's a solid block wall here. So we're looking to create, whether it's landscaping or lighting or mural along this facade here, to make it nicer, to make it more welcoming, right? Because we're looking to make a nice statement for this location and really take it to the next level up. And that's really what we want to do. We want to bring people in the neighborhood onto our block and have you walk through the block and enjoy it. If you go to the next image, and this is a close-up, and you can see it's a pedestrian movement. It has open cross ventilated spaces, so you really are protected and you are able to enjoy the building from the inside out and the outside. This is the inspiration of the path that will allow you to walk from West Avenue towards Alton Road. Next image, please.
That's actually for the Norton Museum that Norman Foster designed.
Yep.
That's
This is an actual image of what we're looking to do with the offices and the pedestrian movement onto Alton Road. Next image, please. That is the graphics of the turning and use ramp, and you can walk through. So the site is open, kind of like 1111 is, and you can walk through it. Next image, please. The drop off, very nice, very open. Everybody can see everything. It's very transparent. Next image. The close up of the details, just to give you a feeling of the quality and the materiality that we're thinking about on the project. Next image, please. Some of the materials. We're pretty well advanced on the project. Next image, please. This is an image of from the inside to the outside terrace, what you will see, what you'll feel in the office. Next image, please. Again, because today, you know, where we work is where we live, and where we live is where we work. So a lot of it is very much integrated together. This is the landscaping that we're looking to do on the rooftop, where people can sit and relax and talk to each other. That we can go and we can sit here in a little table and have a conversation, and another one over here. So it's kind of like a private residence, you know, like a luxury private residence rooftop. The inspiration images of the landscaping. Next image, please. The view through the building again to let you see the translucency and the vibrancy of the building, and of course it'll be lit up at night so that you can walk through. So if you finish walking on Lincoln Road, you can come through and walk to West Avenue. The models have been built, showing the massing of the buildings in relationship to the neighboring buildings on 1111. Next image, please. Again, the building, how it steps up from Lincoln Road. This is 1111, the Aldi building right here. The path along from West Avenue. Next image, please. Next image, please. That's it. That's it.
Amazing. Very good. Any questions?
Average price per foot?
with a camera. I say that.
You want me to turn it off?
No. We're not there yet. The market, man, has moved so much that we're still, we build it